Hello, welcome back. Happy Saturday. How you guys doing? Hope you guys had a good Friday fun day. Friday, right? So happy to see all of you here again for day 6. We are in the home stretch. One more day after this. How great was yesterday? Oh my gosh. You guys who coached yesterday, like night and day between Billy and was Afyang who coached yesterday also, I think? Or am I missing? I don't know. You guys, it's all blurring in my head the last week. Everyone who's coached has been so amazing. And it was so exciting for me that Suzette was able to come and share with you. She's so inspiring. You guys, she has been through so much. Like when I first talked to her, I mean, she was really like ready. She was like ready to quit. She was thinking this whole thing with her hearing and her voice was just going to like affect her forever and like not allow her to continue on. And now she gets to play festivals and record and all the things she loves. So I was really happy that she was able to come. I mean, you guys, 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Aussie time, like that's commitment, right? And so I'm curious, you guys, who of you played with your making a song your own worksheet? How was it? Tell me in the chat. Say me if you played with the making of the song your own and you started to play around with all of those ideas to help you connect to new emotional homes that are unique to you and what you're performing. Awesome. Laura, both Laura's, Jacqueline, Andrea, Billy, Alexandra. Yes. Angela. Yes. Well done, you guys. Pat self on back for being able to stay accountable to the tools and not, as we say, leaving it in the room, right? Who did your meditation today? Put meditation in the chat. If you did it today, celebrate yourself. Who did it? Let's celebrate. Who did your meditation? Let's see. Yep. Everybody. Oh my God. Dolores, Laura, Sam, Andrea, Cherie was a bit disappointed. Okay, that's okay. You can be disappointed and do your meditation anyway. Kent, yes. Margareta, yes. Are you guys noticing like the same names coming up, right? You guys celebrate yourselves. And you know what? If you're not being as accountable as you want to be, no shame and blame. Make a different choice tomorrow. Do it after. The point is not how or whatever, it's just that you show up for the change that you want to see. So celebrating you guys. Okay, put 6 in the chat. Who's 6 for 6 on your meditation? Who's 6 for 6? Who's done it every day? Angela will be after this class. Yay, Billy, yay. Awesome. Laura, awesome. Hey, stay with it, guys. Andrew's 3 for 3. Andrew, that's better than 0 for 0. I'm glad you're celebrating what you are doing. Keep it up. Yes, for Sam. Alexandra will be tonight. Nice. Keep it up, you guys. So, like Amy said, so proud of you all for showing up to the tools because, I can give you the best tools, but if you don't use them, right? So use them. Stay on it. Stay accountable. So let's see. What do we have? I lost my screen. I can't see you guys. What just happened? Wait, I got to put myself back so I can see you guys. Okay, there we go. Oh, you know what else I'm celebrating? I'm celebrating all of you who submitted for the scholarship application. We'll get to that later, but celebrating you guys for throwing your hat in the ring and celebrating those of you who have booked calls with me to talk about the training program. I'm very excited to speak to all of you. We have a lot to get to today. So just a reminder of our housekeeping questions, put them in the chat. Save them for later, bring them tomorrow. I know we've done so much. We haven't had a whole lot of Q&A at the end of each session, but that is what tomorrow is for. So even if you don't have a specific question, don't do the thing where you're like, well, I don't have a specific question, so I'm not going to come to the Q&A. Believe it or not, somebody will ask a question that you have that you didn't even know you have. So show up tomorrow to the Q&A and bring your questions. And we will also be putting a post in the Facebook group where you can also submit your questions just to make sure that I get to you. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Reminder to uphold the value that this is our safe space, that we have ultimate safety in here for those who sing and share. There is no meanness, no judgment, no criticism in the chat, 0 tolerance for any of that. So you guys have done an amazing job at upholding that value and being amazing cheerleaders for everyone here. So please keep that up today. All right. All right, let's get down to business. Today, we're going to deep dive into the relationship of mindset and performance, mindset and career. And you've seen how the relationship works in your body over the last couple of days as we've been coaching with the technique tools and how the mindset tools play into that. But today we're going to go a little deeper into the relationship of mindset and performance and mindset and career. And we have our expert mindset coach, Coach Judy, in the house today. She works one-on-one with our singers in the intensive training program, helping them to master their mindset and supporting them around the wobbles that come. Hi, Judy. Good to see you. There's Judy. She's muted, but she's saying hi. It's all right. We'll get to Judy later. So I'm glad that she is here with you. She is an amazing mirror that we're going to turn on some of you guys today. So we're both going to hardcore you a little bit today. Do I have your permission to do it? Do I have your permission to call it tight today? Tell me in the chat. Do I have your permission to go a little hardcore today? Tell me in the chat. Say yes. If you get that we need a little butt kicking today in the most compassionate way. Okay, because this is where I get to lovingly and compassionately kick your butt a little bit. Because what we're talking about today, I wish, you guys, I wish somebody had taught me as a young singer, because man, it would have saved me a lot of struggle. And so today what we're talking about is the biggest hurdle that pro singers face and how to get over it. Biggest hurdle that pro singers face and how to get over it. So in my 25, 26 odd years of being a professional singer and my many, many years of working with professional singers, I have noticed that the biggest hurdle that singers have to sing the way that they want and breaking through to big careers is actually not an external struggle that you are fighting outside yourself. It's not money or time or poor training or a technique thing or any other external struggle. It's actually an internal struggle, which means, good news, that you can shift it and you can affect it. And we're going to start that today. So let's unravel this, okay? The major concept for today is that the biggest hurdle that pro singers face is fixed mindset instead of growth mindset. So most of you here are likely acting from who you are now, who you've always been, instead of acting from who you want to be and making decisions from who you want to be. And it really, really stunts your growth because you don't then take actions of who you want to be. You're taking actions of who you've always been, and then you get what you've always gotten, and things stay fixed. And this can show up, for example, in your technique, big time. So like, let's say that you are having trouble opening up consistency in your high voice. And you have to get opposition working for you in your body to do that. But if you have fixed mindset, then this is what happens. High notes are hard. They've always been hard. They've never been my bread and butter. Other people can do them. That's not my voice. That's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it's going to be. Fixed mindset. You want something different, but what you believe is possible has set up a massive resistance to what you want, which makes what you want nearly impossible to actualize. Even though you want to open up your high voice and you want to do it beautifully and joyfully and consistently, your body will not go as far as you need to go in your opposition because that resistance that fixed mindset creates is just way too powerful. So you are then singing from who you've always been instead of singing from who you want to be, who you could be in that moment. Who you've always been does not believe it's possible, doesn't believe you can do it. So you will self-protect. Your body will not go for the full opposition it needs to, and your high voice will stay stuck. So it's all about balancing your desire and your belief. Because if you desire something that you doubt, There's no balance going on. If you desire something that you are annoyed about because it has not come, it is not here, you want it, but you don't believe it. And if you want something that you don't believe, then what are you doing? You're calling it in and you're pushing it away at the same time. And that's what causes stress. And that's what causes tension. It is what blocks your essence from showing up in performance, and it is what sabotages your impact. So it's all about how to balance your desire and your belief so that there's no gap. But sometimes it's like you've got your shield up, and that is keeping you from receiving the very thing that you are asking for. And that shield that blocks you, one of the forms that it comes in is fixed mindset. Because, and here's where I'm going to go all quantum woo-woo on you for a second, okay? But this is real, guys. I see this every single day working either for or against my singers all the time. See, you are here in this body, but you are not only here as you, as your physical body self, as your physical instrument. Your inner being, your source energy is here flowing to you and through you. And it is a big part of actualizing your intentions for this voice, for this instrument too. Because as we've seen all week, your physical instrument and your physical body is responding to it, right? You guys remember day one? Your voice is always responding to your energy. So what that means is now that you've set an intention, you have asked, you want, in this example, powerful, glorious money notes, high notes that bring you a world-class career. And your inner being is holding that vibrational awareness of what you want. And energy and quantum field is responding to the attraction that your inner energy's got going on. And now a really interesting thing is happening to you because you are summoning, and your inner critic, your inner critic can block that, because on the one hand, your inner energetic being is summoning this, but because you have your own free will of your own free thoughts, your inner critic can think thoughts that block what you want if you choose to. And I know most of you would say to me, Arden, I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never think thoughts that are the opposite of what I want, even though we do it every day. Because every subject is really two subjects. Sometimes you think you're thinking about the high notes you desire, when really you're focused on the lack of them. Or you think you're thinking about the performance opportunities that you really want, but you're really focused on the absence of those opportunities. In other words, what you are doing is you are thinking thoughts that are vibrationally and energetically inconsistent, or vibrationally and energetically resistant to what you want and what you have asked for and what is being summoned to you. And fixed mindset is one of the main forms that this resistance takes, because those thoughts do not match the desire that you have. You desire powerful, easy high notes that you could sing for days, but fixed mindset goes, high notes are hard. They've always been hard. They've never been my jam. Other people can do them. That's not my voice. That's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it's gonna be. And when the thoughts do not match the desire, that resistance makes it impossible to achieve what you want. I don't care how talented you are. But the flip side of this is that then your work becomes very simple, very simple. Your work becomes to invite the thoughts that match the desire, invite the thoughts that match the intention rather than its absence. To say words that match the desire rather than the absence. Because guys, I have seen this over and over again in my own life and with my singers, that it is always true that when you ask, it is always given. When you ask, it is always given. The question is, when you ask and it is given, what are you doing about it? Are you receiving it? Or are you blocking it with your awareness of the current reality that does not contain it? See, that's what trips us up the most, you know? We are focused on what we think is, So if we ask for something that we think isn't yet, then our awareness is that it isn't rather than it is. And we focus on the isn't-ness of what we know is, and then we block it and we don't let it come. And then you complain, this isn't working for me. When it is, it always is, for better or for worse. Guys, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Like, hear that. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. So if you strike a balance with things that you don't even want, just by giving so much internal attention to them, know that you can make a different choice. Because that's what most of you are doing. You are striking an energetic balance with things that you don't want just because you're giving so much internal thought and attention and energy to them. So this brings us back to growth mindset. With growth mindset, you're not focused on the isn't-ness. You step into the desire, you step into the beingness of your intention. So who you want to be, fearless, curious, brave, playful, fill in the blank. Tell me, who do you want to be? Tell me in the chat right now. Tell me in the chat, who do you want to be? What are the attributes of that highest self, that badass artist that you know you have in them, inside? Tell me. Come on, guys. This is it. This is where you get to put your money where your mouth is. Who do you want to be? What are those attributes? Angela, bold. Billy, bold and free. Laura, powerful and playful. There's about 37 others of you in here. Claim it. Put it in the chat. Who do you want to be? Pamela, a star. Laura, bold and free. Jacqueline, unstoppable. Yes, Ginger, my best self. Dolores, famous. Is Steele, chosen. Alexandra, strong and playful. Yes, Angela, a powerhouse. Right. Like, who do you get to be? What are those attributes? Does that mean I am free? I am certain. I am curious. I am, right? Like, start to get connected with who you want to be and put it in the chat. You guys, you can't move towards something that you haven't identified. You can't grow into something that you haven't identified. So identify it. Who do you want to be? When you have cultivated growth mindset, you step into who you want to be. That diva, that fearless, unstoppable person, deliberate and certain, confident, consistent. When you've cultivated growth mindset, you step into who you want to be and you are intentional about it, about choosing beliefs and an emotional home, which supports that. And then, guess what? The thoughts start to match the desire. There's no more resistance. The actions that you take are coming from that place. When you sing, your body responds to that version of you, and it becomes 10 times easier to go as far as you need to go in your technique so that it works, so that the opposition works. And then now, in this example, the high notes are easy. They're easy. Growth mindset, guys, is all about taking contrary action. If the voice in your head is screaming at you all the doubt and all the fear, that's your inner critic. It's just trying to protect you. It's just trying to protect you. And in doing so, it's going to continue to keep you small and always drown out that other voice, the voice of who you could be, which is the voice of your awareness. The voice of your inner critic is ego mind, its self-will run riot. The voice of your awareness is the voice of your consciousness, your soul, your true self, the part of you that is aligned with the energy of the universe. Call it whatever you want, okay? Growth mindset is that part of you that's going to get aligned with the small voice of your awareness. Guys, if it's screaming at you, it is not your awareness. It's your fear, your doubt, the inner critic. Your awareness is that still small voice of knowing within. And fixed mindset does not listen to it. It listens to the loud voice of doubt, which is always screaming at you and trying to drown out that small voice. The growth mindset knows who you want to be and listens to that small voice of your awareness, because that voice of your awareness is who you want to be already. Most of you just don't listen to it. So The way you get over the big hurdle from fixed mindset to growth mindset is to listen to your awareness. Take action from your awareness. It knows who you want to be and is continually trying to nudge you in that direction. Do not ignore it anymore. Pay attention to it and take action from it. That is the voice of your desire, your intention, your essence, the voice that knows when you ask, it is always given. Go towards that little voice. Go towards the thing that scares you. Create beliefs and thoughts and an emotional home that match your desire instead of block it, so you can go on beyond your comfort zone. You get to be a little scared and do it anyway, whatever the it is. Even something like investing in yourself to work in the intensive training program, that can be really scary for some of you. 7K on a credit card, even though you have launched that rocket of desire where your awareness is telling you, this is what I want, this is what I need. If fixed mindset, the old you that created the situation you're in with your voice and the career in the first place, comes in with, that's crazy. I don't have that investment. I could never find that investment. I could never do something like that. And right there, you're acting from who you are now, who you've always been, instead of acting from who you want to be, who you get to be, and making decisions from that version of you, from who you want to be and who you get to be. But see, if you're in that place, aligning with all the fixed mindset, then you don't take actions of who you want to be. You take the actions of who you've always been, and then, like I said, you get what you've always gotten and things stay fixed. But if you follow your awareness and you create beliefs that match your desire, there's always a way for the committed. It's just money. I can always go out and find more. Abundance is my birthright. Living my dream is the best investment that I can make in myself. Now, your thoughts are matching your desire. And you get to be a little scared and you get to do it anyway. Because think about it. In this example, what's scarier? Investing 7K so that you can finally break the blocks and break through to succeed in your singing career for the next 5, 10, 20 years of your life? Or looking back a year from now, or God forbid, 5 years from now, and you are in the exact same place with the exact same frustrations and sadness and maybe even shame of having a gift that you can't live at the highest level because you're going to be scared anyway. So you might as well be scared and get what you want. Because guys, regret is the most costly thing, which is why getting over this hurdle of fixed mindset to growth mindset is so important. Growth mindset requires you to go beyond your comfort zone. That's how we grow. It's called growing pains for a reason. It's not always easy or comfortable to grow. We're scared because we want certainty of an outcome. But your awareness will never lead you astray. It matches your thoughts with your desire. Aligning with your awareness means no regrets. Listen to your awareness. Take action from your awareness. It knows who you want to be and is constantly nudging you in that direction. Do not ignore it anymore. Do not resist it. Pay attention to it and take action from it. So I am curious, who here has some limiting beliefs that they're noticing that are keeping them in fixed mindset around their singing? You know, we've done a lot of exploration work over the last couple days of this week. So have you identified a limiting belief keeping you in fixed mindset? I would love for you guys to put them in the chat. What are your limiting beliefs, or one even limiting belief that you have noticed is keeping you in fixed mindset? This is how it's been. This is how it's always going to be. This is what is. Anybody? Not good enough. Yeah, Cherie, not good enough to succeed. Come on, you guys. This is where we get to be real. We get to look at ourselves and we get to share it with a group of like-minded people in a safe place. This is how we start to move past these things. So what are the beliefs, the limiting beliefs keeping you in fixed mindset? Andrea, I can't do what other people can do. Pamela, I've been told by an ex that it's not, wait, I lost it, that I will never be good enough. Yes. If I sing, people will shrink in their seats and feel sorry for me. Yes, Ken, shyness. I'm too shy. Yes, yes, you guys, these are the things. It's too guilty to work on me. I shouldn't be, spending energy and time on my dreams. I feel guilty if I do. Billy, I will never find a mix in my voice. Well, Billy, we kind of annihilated that yesterday. Just saying. Jacqueline, I'm not good enough. I won't be able to sustain it. Katie won't be able to get through producer round. So like, right, I'll get here, but I'll never get here. Right? Right. Pamela, vibrato not too strong. The reality, but I can improve. That's true. Diane, I'm not good enough. Right. So you guys are noticing these are the things that are keeping you fixed, these beliefs, these stories that we tell ourselves, because truly they are just stories, but they keep us in fixed mindset. So of those of you who identified a limiting belief keeping you in fixed mindset in the chat, who would like to volunteer to work with our amazing mindset coach Judy and do some hot seat mindset coaching right now to move past and annihilate this idea, to move you out of this belief keeping you in fixed mindset and move into growth mindset? All right. Oh, I see Laura in the chat. Amazing. Laura, go ahead and come on camera and unmute.
Hey there, I promised I'd do it, so here I am. Can
There
you
you
hear
are.
me?
All
Yes,
right.
hello.
So this is Coach Judy. Judy's our amazing mindset coach who works with singers in our intensive training program.
Hi,
Um,
Judy.
so I will turn it over to Coach Judy to do some laser shifting.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for stepping up and being brave just to be here and be on camera here with me. So tell
Yeah,
me,
thank you
what
so
is
much.
your holdback? What's the thing that's keeping you stuck?
As a child, I was told don't give up your day job, and I didn't have a job. So I really believed that. And I also believed that when they took my tonsils out, that they messed with my vocal cords. I really did not think singing was within possibility for me, where it sounded good and pleasing to people. And that would be the mindset.
Okay. And so for both of those things, it sounds like things far from your past, far back in your past,
Far
far back
back in
in
my
your
past.
past. And I'm wondering, in each of those situations, what evidence have you seen throughout the rest of your life that those were not true things that were put upon you?
With the singing or just in general?
Well,
With the
with
singing.
the singing, let's start with there.
I've been singing now for about 2.5 years, and I'm completely inconsistent. Sometimes I have a pleasant voice, and sometimes I don't.
Okay.
So I don't know if I answered your question. I meant to, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that answers my question. So, because you don't have consistency yet, it's feeling like it's really not meant for you. It's not going to happen.
correct. Especially trying to hit that first note. It comes out, and you never know. Is it going to be a croak? Is it going to, And so, yes, that's right.
So, that lack of predictability is stealing your confidence.
Yes.
Yes. And so, because that lack of predictability is happening, tell me when it happens. What's the story that goes on in your mind?
Um, I think the story that goes on is, uh-oh, here comes the first note. Oh, uh-oh, what's going to come out?
Uh-huh.
I think that's the story.
Okay. And so, who would you be without that story?
Oh, I'd probably be someone on stage a lot more.
And as someone on stage a lot more, if you didn't believe that story, what do you think you would experience?
I would have a lot more impact with people or I would get on stages more and impact more.
Yeah, you would get on stages more, impact more. So then what's to stop you from saying, I'm not going to believe that anymore?
Um, let's see, what would stop me from
From
not
saying, I'm just not going to believe that this is not meant for me anymore.
I don't know, probably hitting the first note predictably. I
Okay,
don't,
so it's an if then. If I hit the first note, then I will think that it's all going to be fine.
yes,
So you're looking for proof before
yes,
you try. And how's that
yes.
working for you?
It's complicated. That's how I do a lot of things. I want the clarity
Hmm.
before I march into it, but you don't get clarity until you march into it.
Right.
So I recognize it's something that's holding me back.
Exactly. That awareness right there. That's the first step. So congratulations, you have the awareness. Because we can't change things if we're not aware of it. But now that you're aware of it, when you think those thoughts, how does that affect your voice? How does that affect your body?
it definitely tenses everything up. And then it's proving that it's unpredictable
Yeah, like
because now I'm
specifically, where
tense.
does it tense up?
Um, I think it feels like it's in my throat.
Okay.
Can I
Yeah.
put in here for a second?
Oh, of
So,
course.
Laura, it's not just proving that it's inconsistent, it's proving the belief that you should not quit your day job. Because that's the
Yeah.
belief that you came in here first and gave to Judy, which is that belief that was given to you. By the way, you guys, a lot of these limiting beliefs, we didn't choose. They were given to us when we were too little and we absorbed them and we continue to hold them. Like Judy has this analogy, like Santa, like with a massive bag of, you're just carrying around like all this stuff that was given to you, right? And we don't realize it. So the awareness that Judy is pointing out is awesome. But zooming out for a second, which is not only do you have then proof that the note isn't going to come out and you can't trust it, but you also are proving the limiting belief correct
Yeah.
that you should not quit your day job, right? But when Judy asked you, who would you be if you didn't have this belief? And you said, oh, well, I would be fearless. I'd perform a lot more. I would have a lot more impact. Yeah. And then guess who gets to quit their day job because they're performing more and they have more impact, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like this is, but it becomes this this vicious cycle of doubt, and then looking for proof to just prove the thing right that you don't want to be right,
Right. Yep.
right? So I
It's
think it's
not
like
worth it to them to pay me because I'm not a singer, right? Like it's the cycle over and over, all
right.
those little thoughts.
Right. And then
Uh,
you don't go after the opportunities that could get you paid. And that just reinforces the belief that, oh, I can't really do this. Don't quit your day job. This is not really a career. This is not a thing, you know? So I just wanted to kind of zoom out and bring that piece because that was the very first thing you said. And I just wanted to bring it back to that. Okay,
yeah.
Judy, let's let's
Right. Yeah,
let's
thanks, Arden. I mean, that is great. It does tie it right back to that very beginning. And so when we get back to it, Laura, for you to be able to let go of those words that were spoken to you so long and not bring them into your present moment, what do you think you would need to address?
Well, obviously my mindset. Obviously I need to con that's a little, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little complicated. It gets confusing because I've got all my amygdala is now just all, that's
Okay, well,
hard. It's like, I don't
let's stop for
know.
just
You
a
tell
second.
me.
Just stop for a second. I want you to take two really deep cleansing breaths to help regulate your nervous system. Just and guys, everybody that's out here watching this, whenever you find like everything is just going wonkies in there, a couple of deep cleansing breaths, it actually is proven to calm your nervous system. Do you feel a little more calm now, Laura?
I do.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've calmed your nervous system, and when you think about, I want to let go of this story that was given to me in my childhood, that I'll never be able to perform for money, that I'm not going to be good enough, that this is not what you're meant to do. When you decide that I don't want to take that story from my past that somebody said unknowingly, unwittingly, not realizing the impact it would have on me, and I'm going to forgive it, I'm going to let it go. And in this present moment, I am going to, it's like Arden was saying it's like that bag that you've been given a little gift that you don't want anymore. We're going to throw it away and step into what you want today. So if you were to really look at what's the garbage right here, what's in this bag that you don't need anymore, that you want to say goodbye to from your past so you can quit bringing it into your present.
That my voice isn't good enough to sing.
Yes. And so your voice isn't good enough to sing. We're going to throw that out right now. That does not serve. We're going to forgive it. Somebody said it. It wasn't meant to hurt me. It was meant to protect me. I don't need it to protect me anymore because I have evidence I can sing. I have gone out and sung. And if I allow myself to believe that it can show up reliably, it will. So imagine you saying that. And I want you to even just try, say it, see what it feels like to say that.
I can go out and sing reliably and confidently.
Hmm. How does that feel?
Can I ask another question for a second?
Hmm.
Because I'm looking at your face, Laura, and I'm wondering, do you believe it?
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
So what are the yeah buts? What are the yeah buts that are going on? So you said it, and then your monkey mind goes, yeah, but
It still feels a little out of reach. It feels like it's within reach for other people, but not me.
right. And right. And so you say it out loud. And so what is the yeah, but I can go out there and I can trust myself to perform. And your mind goes, yeah, but what? Fill in the blank.
Yeah, but I'm not good enough. Yeah, but I'm not, nobody really wants to hear me.
Why? Why? Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're not.
but who am I? I think I'm hiding. I think I'm really hiding.
Mhm.
Okay, but so that's why you're not good enough.
Yeah,
I'm holding
I
back.
yes, and I also get confused, and so I hide behind the confusion.
Okay,
And
so
I don't like being confused, so I'm avoiding it.
okay,
Resistance.
right,
It's resistance.
exactly. I want this thing, but I'm not. I'm confused and I'm not good enough. But I want this thing, and I'm going to make myself feel bad if I don't have it. But I don't feel worthy of it, and I don't feel good enough. Like this, right? Calling it in, pushing it away, right? And so what Judy's helping you to kind of identify are some of these things that are calling in and pushing away and calling in and pushing away. So if we just take one of them, one of the yeah buts. So pick one. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're not
but
consistent.
people really don't want to hear me.
Yeah, but people don't really want to hear me. Okay, can we work on that, Judy? Because
Of
that's like,
course.
yeah.
Sure. So, where was that belief born? Where does that come from?
I think childhood never being good enough.
Mhm. So, just the general not good enough
General, general
makes
not
you
good enough.
feel like and believe that no one wants to hear you.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So, where in your life have you had evidence that people like to hear you?
Oh, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Okay, so just give me a few examples if it's everywhere.
Most any place I go, people love me. So it's just that's who I am. It's how I show up. People tell me things. So I know that I'm a very lovable person and that I'm good that way.
Uh-huh.
I feel very, it's kind of like what Arden was saying yesterday. I don't know if you were there, but it's like the things you know about yourself. That's something I know about myself. I know I show up and I show up fully for whoever needs me, except maybe me.
Right.
Maybe I don't always show up for myself.
That is such a powerful realization because I think that's your sticking point right there. You see the evidence that others show up for you. They love you. You're very easy to get along with. People are attracted to have conversations with you and to be able to be with you. No one is rejecting you except yourself.
Yeah,
And so
that's
when I say
powerful.
that, tell me what comes up for you.
Um, who am I to not go out there and share myself with people?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
The
Like
I know it's right
confidence in
because I
your
have
voice.
shivers. Oh,
I got the shivers too. The confidence in your voice when you said that just now, I think probably everybody in the Zoom room got shivers.
yeah, it kind of makes me teary-eyed,
Well,
a little teary-eyed.
yeah.
That's
Tell me
good.
about that. What's bringing that emotion up?
Well, it's kind of sad. I've waited 60 years.
Hmm. Okay, so
I mean,
so
that's a little
sadness is
sad, right?
there's been some lost time, but I'm also guessing there's some tears of joy from realizing that and the
Yes.
burden lifted that wait, the world's out there waiting to hear from me.
Mhm. Can I
Yeah.
ask, how did your body feel when you said that?
Oh, it
Which,
feels so good. It feels like, instead of this confusion and what's going on, I don't even understand the question, to kind of just feeling lighter, right? Like just so much lighter.
and what do you think would happen if you actually went on stage and sang with this lightness, with this
Yeah,
knowing,
people would love it. People would love it.
yeah, and you think you're going to be more consistent because your body is now working for you instead of trying to protect you against doing this thing that you think is going to give you this outcome that you don't want, right? So what's the big distinction for you? What's the big takeaway for you here?
I think for me, I think what I'm seeing is I have to have the growth mindset of I am up here being powerful and playful. I'm going to share my philosophies with others. and it's going to be great, and we're all going to have fun.
Right. And it's like either way you win. Laura, either way you win. So you guys, you know, we talk about like, you know, global beliefs, and I shared 4 of them with you the other day. One of my other global beliefs is either way you win. Either, Laura, you're going to get up there and it's going to just flow and it's going to just ring and everybody's going to resonate and it's going to be impactful and you're going to move the needle in your singing career in a dramatic way, or you're going to get some data. You're going to get some data that you can then be like, okay, because remember we talked about data, not drama, right? You're not going to go to the drama. You're not going to go back to the fixed mindset of, oh, it's always that way. It's always going to be that way. It's never going to change. No, you get some data and you just look dispassionately at what happened without the blame and shame game. And now you know exactly what you get to work on for the next show you do, the next time you shoot the needle so that you get a little closer to the target. Either way you win. Guys, I invite you to adopt that like it's like your mantra on your forehead. Either way.
Yeah, win-wins are delicious. They are really delicious, aren't they?
Either way. Cool. Okay, good.
And one thing that Arden has used, I just want to point out your language, Arden, because I think you said something about, I need to. Arden, if you'll notice in her voice, for all the way she talks about what we do, it's we get to. Because once you are choosing it, you get to do it. You don't have to do it. You don't want to do it. You don't need to do it. You get to do it. And those other energies are stagnating. Need, want, should. They don't move you forward. It's that I get to, because when I get to, what happens when you get to do something?
It's fun.
It is. There you go. It's fun. It's exciting. I can't wait, right?
Because when you were saying like, well, I just need to move forward with these new thoughts, but need implies something bad's gonna happen if you don't do it.
Right.
Versus I get to. There's no downside. There's no contracted energy that can attach to I get to, right? So thanks for pointing that out, Judy.
Because get to it's a growth mindset word. The others are fixed mindset.
Right, need to, have to, should.
Mm-hmm.
Even can. I can sing with joy. And I say to my singers, can you? I don't know. Because that's what the inner critic is going to say. Can doubt-inducing question. Can you? I don't know. Versus I get to sing with joy. Different energy, right? So you guys, as we're coaching Laura into this, understand the language that you use to talk to yourselves around these things is really important because it determines the energy that your mind is going to set around it. Mm-hmm. So Laura, what do you get to do?
I get to sing with joy and share my fun songs with people.
Yeah, completely. That's it.
And we get to hear them. Yay!
Yay!
Win-win.
Win-win.
Awesome. Thank you so
much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being vulnerable, Laura. And thank you to Coach Judy for, just allowing this conversation in a very safe space so that you guys can understand like what it looks like to shift beliefs, what it looks like to kind of become aware of the language that we're using and the stories that we're telling ourselves, because this is how we move from fixed mindset to growth mindset, is looking at these limiting beliefs that we're holding on to that most of you don't even realize that you have. Half of them probably don't even have anything to do with singing half the time, but they're affecting how you show up in your body and in your energy to the things that you want to achieve and to create in your journey with your voice. So I'm really glad that we were able to. Thank you, Laura. That was great. That was awesome. Okay, so now let's meet our special guest. She is a grad of our intensive training program who really not that long ago, like a year ago, was struggling with a lot of these same issues that we've been coaching on today and over the last few days. A voice with so much potential that she didn't know how to access. Her impact was limited by doubt and inconsistency and limiting beliefs. And she has such a big vision for her music, but all these issues were holding her back. And now she's about to release a single. She's moving into becoming a full-time artist. She's quit her day job. And I have invited her to share her experience with you, the things that have moved the needle for her the most in her skill set and her mindset on how she went from being sidelined by so much vocal tension and strain and lack of trust and unreliability in her instrument to being a writing artist, a singer-songwriter, a recording artist, and a full-time musician. So I hope that there might be something that you can pick up from what she will share that you can use to completely change the outcome of your singing journey like she has in hers. So she is one of our international singers. She is from Iceland. Please welcome Tordís Jensdóttir. Did I say that right?
Thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome.
Thank
So
you.
let's start. If you would share with everybody what was going on with your voice before joining the training program and how it was making you feel.
Yeah. So I had been taking one-on-one lessons with a professional singer here in Iceland for 7 years. And although my teacher understood what I was lacking in my singing, I wasn't able to break free from the habits I had developed. And I did everything I could to figure it out, believe me. Watching all kinds of YouTube videos, constantly searching online, buying all this stuff for your voice on Amazon, whatever. And of course, meeting with my vocal coach regularly. But nothing was really changing. And I would train intensely for 2 to 3 months, seriously trying to improve. But when I didn't see results, I would give up. And then after some time, I would try again. And I was kind of stuck in this cycle. And, over 7 years, I definitely made some progress, but I was still nowhere near confident in my voice. Then just 2 months before I met Arden, I had a performance where it was very painful because I had to drop the final chorus of one song by a third because I was essentially losing my voice. So technically, I wasn't able to use my head voice in the lower part of my range. Barely any sound would come out of me when I tried. So I would, push my head voice as high as possible, then flip into head voice.
You mean push your chest? You mean push your chest voice as high as possible?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, pushing chest voice as high as possible, and then flip into head voice, which created a huge gap, between the two registers. So obviously they were not equally strong, and there was no way for me to blend or mix. So it was all about pushing, and mentally it was creating a lot of anxiety around my singing. Mm-hmm. So that's where I was when we met.
And how was that affecting you, just in terms of even just your state of being, your mental health, how has that affected you, if you don't mind me asking?
How was it affecting me?
Yeah. Just your emotions.
Yeah. It was just destroying me. I was dealing with severe anxiety at the time when we started the intensive. And I was meeting a psychologist regularly because of it. But 3.5 months into the intensive, this psychologist actually said, Tordís, you've healed so much during this vocal training program. She's not a singer, so she didn't believe that I would heal this much in a vocal training program. And she was like, I don't think you need me anymore. Please reach out if you do. I forgot about that. But, yeah. But she was like, you're in good hands. Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind sharing with everybody, what were the biggest changes in your singing and in your voice that you've noticed since training with us? And I know you've had some pretty big shifts and wins, so if you can share some of those.
Yeah, so the biggest game changers, I would say, is the support that I've received both in mindset and in my singing. So I just want to share with you that before I joined this community, I was always seeking external validation. I needed to hear from someone else that the song I wrote was good, and I needed others to tell me I was singing well. Um, and if even one person wasn't satisfied, I would sabotage myself. But Arden and Judy have challenged me to believe in myself on a deeper level and like truly trust in myself, um, which has led me to be more confident, and not only in my singing, but in life overall. Um, so yeah, um, yeah. Uh, I would say that the progress I've made has helped me in finding my voice and in many ways find myself. So before I was manipulating, forcing and constantly trying to prove something. But now I feel more aligned with myself and my voice. Um, and now I am able to sing in low head voice, like in head voice in my lower register. And I'm able to transition from head to chest without my voice breaking. And I'm actually able to belt in chest voice without being afraid of losing my voice afterwards. Yeah, so many both mental and technical wins.
Mhm.
But like I also want to share that next weekend I had a plan to go and record my first music video with a group of talented people. Um, and before I started the intensive, I wouldn't have the confidence to reach out to others and ask for support. Um, I didn't believe I was good enough for anyone to want to support me. But that shift in belief has led me to that this is actually happening. But I this cough that I have, it has been lingering over the last 3 weeks. So I don't have the final recording of the song ready. And Arden and Judy coached me yesterday on this. So I have decided to give it a try in this coming week. In the past, I would have been panicking in this situation, but after all the inner work I've done, I believe that there is a good chance I will get it done, grounded, connected, and being able to be present throughout the process. And if it won't work out, then I will just reschedule this trip to the countryside to do the video. But if it does, then that's gonna be awesome. But like 1 year ago, this would never be happening.
Well, I'm curious about like, because you've been sharing a lot about how these new beliefs and the new energy and the new mindset. So what are the changes that you've noticed in your voice since working the mindset, if you don't mind sharing that?
um, yeah, yeah, I can tell you what happened um, after I started the intensive. Um, so throughout the meditations and the mindset exercises in the intensive, I started to become more present with what was actually happening in my body while I was singing. Um, and after about 3.5 months approximately, I noticed a pressure in my throat that had always been there, obviously, but I had never fully acknowledged. So I went to a doctor and found out I had a thyroid cyst in my throat, one of the largest he had ever seen in his career, and it was pressing on the nerve connected to my vocal cords. Um, so I needed to undergo a throat surgery, and there was a 10% risk that my vocal cords would become paralyzed afterwards. Um, but I had to take the chance, and thankfully everything went well. But after the surgery, the doctor he told me that it was basically insane that I had been singing with this cyst in my throat, and if left untreated, it could have permanently damaged the nerve to my vocal cords. Um, so if it weren't for the intensive program, I wouldn't be here now with a healed throat, a growth mindset, and a powerful vocal technique that helps me be myself and find my true voice, you know? I would still be just sabotaging myself, lost, and yeah, I guess trapped in anxiety.
Well, and we can laugh about this now, but
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, so Torvi's first reached out to me. She first reached out to me for help in 2023, and we had a call, and that was about 3 years ago. And she didn't pull the trigger to come in for training at that time.
Okay, I was so skeptical. So firstly, I was like unsure if Arden was able to identify what was going on with my voice through Zoom. Um, but as you probably seen in this workshop, she absolutely can, and she's spot on. And it's honestly amazing to watch her guide each one of us to a breakthrough within just a few minutes. Um, and I was also skeptical about being in a class with others, thinking, I would waste time watching them being coached. But I was wrong. It's actually incredibly helpful to observe her working with other singers and like seeing how she brings out the best in everyone. Um, yeah, it has taught me so much about my own voice too, So,
So she
um,
didn't come in and work with us. It took like a few years for you to come into the tribe.
yeah,
I guess you needed more suffering. I don't know.
yeah, probably.
And you know what? We all have our path, but still, that was several more years of unreliability and
Yeah.
anxiety and playing small and not getting the results that she wanted. So, Tordis, I'm wondering if you could go back, what would the you now want to tell the 2023 version of you?
Um,
Who was scared about
okay,
the
yeah,
class, scared of investing,
yeah,
all the things.
yeah. I would, I would say, um, so given that I have the experience that I have now after the intensive, yeah, you mean that?
Yeah. What
Yeah,
does
yeah.
you now, who has been through it, what would you tell that 2023 version of herself who took another 3 years to come into the tribe? What would you want her to know?
I would tell her, um, Tordis, you are dealing with severe anxiety, and this is your dream to become a professional singer, and you have a lot of songs written, but you can't record them properly because your mind body connection is broken. Um, and there is no other program in the world that is going to help you um, through this challenge. Um, so I would say this program is going to change your life, and it's going to be the best investment you've ever done in yourself. made
And
for yourself.
what would you want her
Yeah.
to know about her fear at the time? Because I think that that's something we can all relate to, you know? What would you want her to know?
Um, I think I would just tell her that her success is just on the other side of her comfort zone. I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same for all of us, you guys. It's the same for me too,
Yeah.
truthfully. Like when I first started coaching this way more than a decade ago, and I had the same fear. I was like, singers, traditional training for singers is like you come for a lesson, you do it in person, you do it once a week. Nobody's going to want to do this. Truly, like that was a big fear for me. I had to get over. But if I hadn't gone beyond that fear, Tordis wouldn't be here. Maybe she would have even lost the nerve in her throat because she, you know, I mean, who
Yeah.
knows? Like, and so it's that way for me too. And I want you guys to know, and Tordis can tell you that this is true, which is that like I eat my own cooking here, you guys. Like I am not doing anything in my own world, in my own life that I am not coaching you to do. It's all stuff that I do every day and that I continue to do, whether it's with respect to my singing or ways in which I'm going beyond my comfort zone and my fear. And to be able to coach amazing singers like Tordis into her dream, you know, like, dude, you're singing better than you've ever sang. Like, I can just say that,
Yeah.
hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
You can claim that too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and so I just want you guys to know that there really is no hurdle that we cannot move past in your singing together, even when it comes to stuff that seems scary, like health things or fear things or whatever it may be, you know. Is there anything else that you wanted to add toward these?
Um, yeah. I want to mention um, that every class in the program is recorded. If you haven't mentioned it,
Yeah, we have
probably
talked
you
about it,
have mentioned it.
we have, but why was that important for you?
Because I remember, because actually it has accelerated my learning tenfold. And I remember before, when I had a one-on-one lesson, I would jot down notes in my phone so I wouldn't forget what my vocal coach said. But often I lost the feeling or the sound I had when it finally clicked in, with her. Um, and then I would be at home practicing and thinking, wait, wait, what am I doing now? Totally lost, but still had my notes, but totally lost. So yeah, I just want to say that being able to rewatch everything and hear the difference between, when I did it wrong and then when I did it right, it's a game changer.
Yeah. Well, it's made such a
Hmm.
huge difference for you. And you have shown up. I'm just going to sing your praises for 1 second. You have shown up like so resourceful, so coachable, so ready and willing to just play full out, give 110%. I celebrate you for just doing exactly what you said, going beyond the comfort zone, and look at what you've created. Look what you can do. It's really awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm thrilled for you to share this with everybody. I hope you guys will give her a big thank you for spending her what is Saturday
Saturday evening.
night with us in Iceland. As you guys know, singers work in this tribe from all over the world. So thank you toward these. Now go be with your
Thank
son
you.
and your man,
Will do.
and I will
Will
see you
do.
in class this week.
Okay, see ya.
All
Bye.
right, guys. So you've listened to toward these. We were talking all about growth mindset versus fixed mindset. So here's my question for you. When is now the time to move the needle? When is now the time to change? Because life is always in session and it's always going to be in session. It's health stuff, it's stuff with your kids, it's stuff with your day job. It's always going to be something. So when is now the time to change? When is now the time to go all in and bring forth everything you were capable of so that people see you and connect with you and are impacted by you in ways that you have never been able to achieve before in your singing career? And so I've said it before, I say this all the time. There is always a way for the committed, and there's always an excuse for those who are not. And so there's two different roads that you can take. One road, I think, is more of a lonely path. It's certainly more challenging and time consuming in the long run. And that's to try to continue to solve all these issues on your own. And by the way, guys, I'm not the kind of person who's going to sit here and tell you that it's impossible to solve these problems on your own. I'd be a total hypocrite if I told you that, because that's basically what I did. It's been 10 years in all different kinds of different modalities, throwing the spaghetti against the wall, getting a ton of bad information, paying for training that didn't even address the real problems, experimenting with loads of things, so many of which, by the way, did not work or help or led me to a dead end. And guys, I did this for years, finding out all the things that don't work. And I spent a ton of time and invested a ton of money, like easily over $50,000 in mistakes and training over the course of, 10, 15 years in my early career. So you can definitely do this on your own, but it's really costly. And it's not just money, but it's the time that it takes to figure out everything when you're not the expert. But fixing these issues with your voice and your impact and how it's affecting you and your career is sort of like going on a cross-country trip with a map that tells you how to get from point A to point B, that literally tells you how to avoid wrong turns and tells you exactly how to get to your final destination. So your odds of reaching it are significantly more likely if you actually have a map or a guide that shows you how to get there. But even better is if you have like the fancy GPS that literally tells you if you get off track or you take a wrong turn, the GPS that dings and says, renavigating, and brings you back to the correct path. So you can either do it without a map and try to figure it out as you go, or you can get a GPS that will keep you on the right path, that will hold your hand, mirror back to you all the ways that you would otherwise get in your own way. You can work with a team who geeks out on this stuff and has collectively over 100 years of experience between us. Even if it seems like your blocks and your patterns feel murky or insurmountable, or even if you've worked with some of the best singing coaches in the world, you've been at Juilliard or Berklee School of Music, and you're thinking, I've been with the best, I've done it, and I'm still not there yet, and you feel overwhelmed. Guys, I've done this hundreds of times with hundreds of singers. You heard Tordis, you heard Cora, you heard Amy and Suzette. Like, this is what my team and I love to do and what we are the best in the world at. I said to one of you on a call this morning, like, as you get to know me, you'll see, like, I don't play the false humility game. When I say we are the best in the world at this, we are the best in the world at this. Helping singers get out of their own way, link mind and body to create the most rock solid foundation for the biggest impact, so that you can go kill it in your singing career and in all of the opportunities that you want. And as far as I'm concerned, it is the most important thing you can learn, because everything else comes out of your ability to do that. There's no point, 0 point, in continuing to spend any more time or energy or money on things like studio time, amazing producers, amazing marketing strategies, if what you're recording, what you're marketing, which is your performance, is not making an impact on your listeners the way that it needs to. So freeing 100% of your potential and learning how to sing in a way that is the most true to you, that makes a visceral impact on your audience, and that is so helpfully produced that you can sing 7 shows a week without issue. Those are the most valuable things that you can learn, because everything else that you need to do in your singing career hinges on your ability to do that. And if you want our support and you want to work with us in the intensive training program to achieve that, then your next step is to book a discovery call with me and see if this is the right fit for you. So Ashley's going to put the link in the chat if you don't already have it. Again, this is our flagship 4-month intensive training program that I developed. This is the training that we train 360 holistically: technique, artistry, mindset. We do that with technique accelerator trainings. so that you walk away with full command of your technique in the most consistent, reliable, healthy foundation. We do it with mind-body integration modules, which deep dive you into your mindset, into your unique patterns of thinking. We do uncover, discover, discard, shift how all of this is affecting your body when you sing. We do it through individual weekly coaching in the context of the group. So making sure you're embodying your new skill set and your mindset in the moment of singing in the most effective way. We do it with weekly group mindset call, which is our group topic focused coaching, focused on supporting the mindset and cultivating the mindset that is necessary to the growth in the voice and the career that you want. We do it with one-on-one accountability mentoring with your mindset coach to help you break the boundaries that have stopped you thus far so you can actualize the results that you really want. We have our community, our safe space to help you go beyond your comfort zone and be around like-minded artists where you can learn and take actions and grow to achieve the outcomes. So if you are somebody who, despite your best efforts, you're still not where you want to be in your singing, this is the program that's for you. If you've tried other types of training, traditional training, other programs, you have a master's, you've done one-on-one training like Tordes for 7 years, and you're still struggling 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and you know there's a level that you get, because sometimes you reach it, sometimes, but it's not where you consistently live. And so you're not getting the outcomes in the career you want. You're not booking the gigs, you're not booking the roles, you're not getting paid, whatever your goal is. If that's you, this is the training program that gets you there. If you're dealing with tension, strain, lack of reliability, consistency, and you're dying to sing in a way where your body is working for you and not against you, this is the program that gets you there. And so my goal for you, if you are somebody who, more than anything, you know that you want to be able to trust your voice, trust your body, trust your technique, to bring that kind of impact when it counts every single time, no matter what, and trust that you know how to be unstoppable, be bulletproof on that stage, in that recording studio, then that's exactly what we do here. And I really encourage you to go to our intensive program, learn more, enroll link. You can take care of your enrollment there. You can also book a call with me if you want to talk about specifics. So speaking of bulletproof and unstoppable singers, we have a scholarship winner to announce. So as you know, and by the way, Tordis was one of our scholarship winners back in February last year. It was like a year and a half ago, So you guys, I do this, and this is part of our giving back to our community. So I'm offering a scholarship for over half the tuition. So it takes care of $4,000 of the tuition. You are all so deserving. Every single one of you who applied, I want you to know that I watched every video and that I see you. And I, as always happens, I could not decide. I did not want to decide. So what I have done is I have put all your names in my cowboy hat. Okay, so here's all your names in my cowboy hat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a name from the hat. And I'm going to read the name and we will find out who our winner is. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. Let's see. Laura Clancy. Laura. Congratulations. Super stoked to work with you. Ashley,
I'll chime in. Thank you. I'm so excited.
Congratulations. Ashley will get your email in the chat. I'll be reaching out. We'll have an onboarding call. Congratulations. Okay, but get this, because I know there were many of you who wanted this. For all of you who applied, but did not get the scholarship, your next step is to get on my calendar for a call. You guys, I get this, that being an artist is not always easy. And I get that investing $7K in your training might be the biggest investment that some of you have ever made in yourself. And for others, you already spend way more than that on vacations and shopping and other things over the course of the year. So you feel like you're doing well, like you're thriving, when really you're still not succeeding at your passion and your potential in your singing in the way that you want. Because what we're talking about here is teaching you how to unleash 100% of your potential. Trust your voice, claim your impact, audition, perform, record with power, and showing you how to own your voice and own the stage to get equity and AGMA jobs if you're in musical theater, if you're an opera singer, get legit management if that's what you want, hundreds of thousands of plays on your recordings, booking representation, tour slots and openings, like representation for your music and film and TV and licensing. These are the things that put you on big stages. These are the things that pay an average of $7K a month to start. But it's more than that. It's a new life doing what you love at the highest level. And it's a whole lot better than watching your dream fade into the rearview mirror more and more and more every day because you can't land those big opportunities that you want. So we're going to show you how to do that. And guys, this is way less expensive than a semester at Berkeley or Juilliard. Those are 4-year programs. That's 4 years of your time, $30,000 a semester. It's like $120,000 for the degree, and they don't teach this. Trust me, I have 2 very fancy conservatory degrees in vocal performance. They do not teach this. And I don't know about you, but if I'm going to spend my hard-earned money, I'm going to invest in the thing that's going to make the biggest difference, get me the best results in the shortest amount of time, because in the long run, that saves me money. And let me tell you, I have done it the other way. I have learned the hard way. I have been penny wise and pound foolish. In my early recording career, some of you may know this story, the producer that I wanted to work with, and this was 20 years ago, was $10,000 to do the record. And I knew he was the right choice. Everything about him and his work was so aligned, but I was in scarcity mindset. So what did I do? I went with the more reasonable option, a producer who would do the whole project for half, for $5,000. And it missed the mark. Like after 6 months and like so many versions of the songs, it just wasn't working. And so I went and I hired my first choice. Only now I'd spent $15,000 total, way more than if I'd just gotten resourceful to work with the best from the start instead of being run by my scarcity and by my fear. And P.S., I sold 10,000 records working with that great producer. So I just want you to think about it. Like if you continue to spend money on traditional voice lessons, it feels like less money because your brain is like, oh, $100 a week. But think about it. How long have some of you been with your teachers? 2 years? 3 years? You've already spent $9,000 already, but you're still not breaking through and you're still dealing with the same issues. And that's costing you way more than the discounted 7K investment for the intensive program, because now you've lost 2 or 3 years. And that loss of time is way more expensive. So how many opportunities did you miss or not put yourself out there for or couldn't land because you weren't singing in a way that could get you there in the last 3 years? How much money have you lost because those big gigs, those paid shows and opportunities were going to singers who were able to land them? I know it can be scary to invest yourself, guys, and to commit to a new way of training because you're thinking, will it work for me? And here's what I can tell you. I don't know. I know that the strategy works, that the method works, because we see it working in our singers every single day, but I don't know you. Only you know you. Are you going to show up coachable, playful out, give 110%, go beyond your comfort zone, be resourceful, be accountable? If the answer is yes, then it will work for you too, but only you know you. And I want to really invite you to think of the consequences of not changing things up. More birthdays celebrated with the hesitation that another year has passed and you still have to rely on crappy side jobs because your singing gigs don't pay enough. The doubt, the self-doubt of going through another audition season or releasing another EP to disappointing results. The dread, oh God, this used to kill me when I was early in my career, of being at like Thanksgiving dinner or something, or a dinner party with friends and being asked, hey, how's the music going? And that immediate feeling of failure because there's nothing new and impressive going on the horizon. And that heartache of watching other singers at the same level get the gigs that you want and wondering, will it ever be my turn? And you're watching the clock tick another day, another month. Will it ever be my turn? All those New Year's resolutions vowing this year will be different and I'll finally break through. And I know what you're thinking, guys. I know what you're thinking. Arden, if I had the investment, I would totally do it, but you can't get blood from a stone. And I appreciate you. I really do. And there's always a way for the committed. Always. If you are sick and tired of struggling, get resourceful. Tordis did it. Amy did it. Suzette did it. Do a GoFundMe campaign. What can you sell on Craigslist or eBay? Who might be willing to loan you or invest in you and gift you the money or let you do a payment plan back to them? Yesterday, we talked about 0% interest credit cards. We do financing over, from SoFi and Upstart and PayPal. Like we have flexible payment plans and financing plans. Okay. So your next step is to go to this link and see what payment plan or financing options work for you. Ashley's going to put the learn more in the chat again. As I said before, you guys have, I've been through this with you a couple of days, but I just want to make sure you understand the options that we give. There's $18.97 for payments of $18.97 monthly payments. If you want to save some money, you can do the 7K pay in full. You can do PayPal financing if you would like, and you can do all of these is on the link that Ashley's been putting in the chat, the learn more and enroll, okay? Also, if you have some other creative idea about it, like I had a singer a couple months ago say, hey, Arden, could I do like half down and then 5 monthly payments of the rest? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do that. So if you have another option that you want to ask me about, get on my call calendar, okay? Also, if you just have questions, if you're on the fence, whether it's like I was saying, alternative ways to parse out the tuition, if it's timing questions to make sure the program is the right fit for you, book a call with me. We will parse it out, decide together if this is what it will take to reach your specific singing goals and the path forward to do it. As you know, enrollment bonuses end tonight. The $2,000 tuition bonus that we're giving you, $2,000 off the normal tuition of the workshop to everyone who enrolls by midnight tomorrow night. As you know, the program is usually 9K. So right now until Sunday night, the tuition is either $18.97 a month, like I just showed you on the screen, or 7K. A second bonus is an audition self-tape critique of one song. Third bonus is a full audit of your artist's website or EPK. And we still have one left of the 2 one-on-ones with me for the first 3 singers who opt for the pay in full. So you can come and enroll in the program with us at any time, but then we're back to our normal 9K tuition and without the bonuses. So you guys have an opportunity here to change the trajectory of your singing career in 2025. And this is where I'm going to get on my soapbox. Like you think you've seen me on my soapbox? I'm getting on my soapbox. The choices that you make, the actions that you take right now are either going to set you up for success in 2025 or ensure the same frustrations and the same disappointments continue. We are halfway through the year. You can still finish strong and blaze into 2026 with a entirely new reality in your singing and in your career. Make no mistake, guys, the issues you're experiencing, they don't just like magically take care of themselves. They only compound, and they compound on each other, and they get worse and worse over time, which is what many of you have been experiencing, which is what brought you here in the first place. So ask yourself, where do you want to be a year from now? What's your target? If you're not thinking about that and making those decisions, somebody else who is passing you by, and life is passing you by, and your gifts passing you by. You're here because you have talent, but lots of people have talent. What I know you need, and that's why I've created the intensive program, is technique, mindset, community, and accountability on a regular basis. So I want you to take a look at where you are right now. You've all heard it said, the definition of its insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So ask yourself, what do I need to change? And who can help me make that change so that I change it tomorrow? Number 1, you set the target. Number 2, you have to decide. Decide means I'm in, period. I'm in on achieving the goals and the journey and the creativity and the vision that I have for my voice. I'm in, period. Not when it's convenient, not when I can afford it, not maybe in 2 months after this. It's when you decide you're in, and it's never convenient. It's never going to be convenient, guys. It's got to be about your dream. And you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to find the money, find the time. I was listening to a podcast a while ago, and it just always stuck with me. And this guy was talking about success. And he said, you've got to hold the vision, but then the universe is going to come in and create chaos and test you and kick you in the ass. And the universe does this, but then all of a sudden, if you stand tall, if you plant your flag, then it's like, oh, they mean it. And then the universe goes on and tests somebody else. You've heard me say, you teach the universe how to treat you. This is the same thing. So how committed are you to living your potential and succeeding at the level you want? And how fast do you want that? Do you want it in 10 years? Do you want to continue to struggle? Do you want it in 5 years? Do you want it in 1 year? Once you decide and you're all in, only then can you find a vehicle and a pathway to make it happen. A vehicle for the time, for the money, for whatever. Until that decision, it doesn't happen. If you've been hustling with your singing for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, if you're not landing elite opportunities, making money with your music, with your singing, you are missing something. So let's help you fix that. Let us help you find out what is missing. And let's dial it in and kick some butt so you can go out there and get where you want to go. It is not any more complicated than that. But the question becomes, are you better off with us or alone? Think about it. Are you better off with somebody who's been successful, who knows how to get you out of your own way? Or, I think I can reverse engineer this on my own. Maybe you can. Or are you better surrounding yourself with experts who are supporting you? A kick-ass community who's going somewhere, or winging it on your own? Which one would work better? When you go into your human, which we all do, when you go into your human, are you better off alone or having coaches and accountability partners when you wobble to help you stand every step of the way? It is what it is, guys. And I've seen this for myself. If I'm working on my own transformation and I'm working with a coach and accountability partners, I do not miss. I do not cheat. If I'm not, I start to slip. I go into my human that quickly. It's really hard to do it alone, guys. And I'm hyper motivated, okay? So we see the amazing potential in all of you. We see what's possible in you because we know you can do it. And we've supported hundreds of singers just like you, some of whom you've heard from this week, to break through. This is what I love to do. It is what we are the best in the world at. We will fight for you guys. I will fight for you. Like I said to Amy, I am going to light a firecracker under your butt and hold you to everything that you have told me you wanted. But I can't want this dream for you more than you do. I can't want this future for you more than you do. So if you are all in on your dream, you know you need help. And if you are seriously considering our intensive training program, but you have questions, this is exactly why I've set aside some time for you to book that short discovery call with me to make sure that this is going to be a good fit for you. That this is going to be the thing that is going to move you forward to meet your goals. Okay. So here's again the link in the chat to get on a call with me that Ashley's going to put in. We are at time now. So tomorrow is our Q&A, okay? But I'm going to stay after a little bit right now. For those of you who want to learn more about our third-party financing options and other tuition resources and ask me more specific questions about that, I will walk you through our financing. Like I said, we have one final training session tomorrow. It's Q&A, it's Ask Me Anything. This is your opportunity to get clarity on all the things that we've trained on this week, whether it's technique thing, a mindset thing, something you noticed when you were practicing. It is your time. I am at your disposal. So if you want to stay on with me to go over some of the third-party financing resources we have, please do. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, good to see you guys. Let me, I'm gonna put a link in the chat for you guys. And this is a link, and I will also share my screen. hang on. Where did it go? Sorry, guys. Where did it go? I just opened it. All right, well, let me do it again. 1 second. Oh, that's where it went. Okay, so now I will share my screen. This is a document, so I'm going to put this into the chat, the link to this into the chat, so that you can each copy it and have this, okay? And this is something that I created a while ago because a lot of it just is really helpful for a lot of you guys to get resourceful for the investment for your training. So I've been talking about this a little bit, 0% interest credit card options. Oh, you know what? I need to share this a different way so I can toggle back and forth. Hold on. Okay, so NerdWallet is a fantastic resource. It is a nonprofit that rates banks and credit cards and financial instruments for consumers. And so they do a list of the best no interest credit cards each month. And so you can scroll through and see if you qualify for one of these. It is a no-brainer. You put the 7K on the card, and like in this case, Bank of America, 15 months, no interest. Wells Fargo, 21 months, no interest. So what that means is that you have 21 months that you can pay off the card without any interest. And it's like, I mean, if you did the Wells Fargo at 21 months, that ends up being like $330 something a month. That is free money. It is a no-brainer if you can qualify for it. After the initial 0% interest period, like after the 21 months, then it goes to a normal credit card interest. So you definitely want to pay it off before then. But this is a phenomenal option where you can see what these 0% interest intro rate offers are and see if you qualify for one. So definitely look into that. Also, we have third-party funding partners that we've used over the years to help finance programs for our singers. And so these are all in like personal loan type things. So for example, if you go to SoFi, you can click Find My Rate, and they're all pretty similar. And you enter a bunch of, you'll enter your name and your email, you'll accept the stuff, and then it'll just ask you a bunch of, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. It'll ask you a bunch of questions about, your and it's short questions about, your income and your whatever to see what you qualify for, but it's not a hard pull on your credit. So it does not affect your credit score on any of these to see what you pre-qualify for. So to me, it's another no-brainer. If you know you need to be in here, you need help getting where you want to go, training with us feels like aligned for you, and you need a longer like payment plan. So they will see what you qualify for, and then they'll say, okay, we'll offer you whatever, $300 a month for 24 months with 9% interest, or, whatever it is, depending on the rate and the term that you qualify for. So they all qualify with different, like they'll use different metrics to decide who they will qualify and who they won't. So if you're going through and you're getting denied, keep going, because the next one might qualify you, because they all use different things to decide who they qualify and what they don't. So this to me is a great resource. So I wanted to give you guys the information where you can click into these and see what you qualify for, look into NerdWallet. Also, like I said a minute ago, there's other things you can do to get resourceful, right? It's like, maybe it's a just for now job, meaning like, what's a side hustle that you can do for, a couple months that will bring in an extra $500, $1,000 a month that you put towards the tuition, right? It's a means to an end. It's just a couple months so that you can have the training and have the support to change the rest of your career. Talk to people in your life, people who have said, I love you, I believe in you, family members, colleagues, aunts, uncles, spouses, pastors, whoever who might be willing to gift you or loan you some or all of the tuition to get the help you need to change your life. Doing a GoFundMe campaign. You guys are familiar with Kickstarter and GoFundMe, doing a crowdsource campaign. We've had a lot of singers have a lot of success with that. You could also do your own fundraiser. You could do a fundraising concert, right? I've had singers who are particularly involved in their, whether it's churches or synagogues, go to their community that knows them and put together a concert to raise money to come get the help that they need. All of this is to say, guys, like, there's always a way for the committed. It might not get you there today, but it might take 6 months. But what's 6 months in the scheme of being able to change your entire life and live the gift that you have with your voice? It's nothing. It's nothing. So keep your eye on the prize. Does anybody have any specific questions for me about financing, tuition funding? You can just unmute and ask if anybody has anything specific that maybe I haven't gone over. I'm just looking at the chat. Okay, cool, guys. Also, if you want to talk more specifics about your specific situation and you want to talk about some creative financing options, get on my call calendar. We'll talk it out, see what we might be able to figure out. But bottom line is this, you guys, like, I've never met a single person who wasn't thrilled when they've taken a stand for themselves and then they've seen their entire world shift from it. So the financing isn't connecting. Diane, which link? Can you unmute and tell me? The link, yeah, the link, but there's a lot of links for financing. So which one? The Upstart, the SoFi, or are you talking about the link to the drive? Are you, have you guys all been able to open it? If you click like I'm clicking it, it opens for me. Or is it opening for any, can some of you click on the link that I put in the chat and let me know if it's not opening? I just want to know if is it giving you something that says it's password protected or anything? Because thank you guys. Can somebody click on the link and tell me whether it's opening for them? So Ashley's opening it. It says it works. She's saying it works for her. Andrea, is it working for you? I see you unmuted.
Yeah, I clicked on the SoFi, it opened fine.
Okay, and you were able to get that, obviously, the document in the chat opened, the funding resources link.
Yes, yeah, I downloaded it and put it in my little thing over
Cool.
there.
Diane, what you might do instead of clicking on it is just copy it and then paste it into a document that you have, and then just copy the link and paste it into your browser. It might work better that way. Keep getting the clock. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, Diane, because it's working for everybody else. So I don't know. Maybe try it on a different browser. If you're trying to open it on Safari, open it in Chrome. Try it. You can try that. That might work. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Margareta, I see you're unmuted. Did you have a question? Okay, maybe not. No question. That's okay, Margareta. I saw you were unmuted, so I just wanted to make sure there was nothing you had to ask. Okay. All right, you guys. So unless there's anything else, if you come up with questions or whatever, we can also talk about it in the Q&A tomorrow. Otherwise, stay on your tools, and I will see you tomorrow for our final session. Okay, everybody. Bye.